Good evening, welcome back to BSR TV for the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship. This is live coverage around 30 from Mount Panorama, 30 out of 33 as well. The final race of the evening from Bathurst with me, Chris Cohen, joined by Adam Bath. Adam, second race, so much more exciting than the first race. The first race itself wasn't dull. What's in store for the third race?
I think the second race was pretty much the highlight of the season. What an epic, thrilling race. And I think there's no reason why we shouldn't have more of the same tonight.
Well, there were questions asked before about, Bathurst. Oh, it's one of those tracks, nobody really knows it. What's it doing in a touring car schedule? I think all of those concerns have now been truly vindicated. I think we can safely say that it does produce fantastic racing. We've seen Rushworth struggling for pace, Rushworth almost winning a race, Rushworth crashing, Rushworth still coming third after that, and we've seen Lopez going from a really good finish to an 18th place. And Lopez is going to be thanking his lucky stars that it wasn't a 21st place, Adam, because of that reverse grid top 20.
Yeah, he's very lucky. He's going to be starting third on the grid for this top 20 reverse grid race. However, Robert Burton is on the pole, and alongside him is Jamie Rushworth's teammate, Linus Bostrom. So I wonder if there'll be a bit of team tactics going on there. And behind him is Laura Bond and Smolensky. So Lopez has got it all to do here, even though he's starting pretty high up on the grid.
Well, Rushworth will be thinking, he's a realist, really. He'll be thinking, it's still a big gap. I've still got to do a lot from 18th on the grid to get anywhere. But, we saw Simon Field go from 26th place to finish 6th in the last race in one of the best recovery drives I've ever seen in the Touring Car Championship. And a lot of that, not to say all of it, but a lot of that was just people crashing out in front of him. I'm sure he did a great job of overtaking a lot of people during that race, but attrition rate is high here, so 18th place, not necessarily a curse, Adam.
Yeah, you're right there, Chris. 18th place. It means he'll be starting pretty high up for this race, of course. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. He could either go flat out and try and win the race straight away on lap number 1, or he could play it safe and try and work his way up through the field. It's either way, it could be pretty unfortunate if he gets involved in a crash.
Well, Lopez still leads the Drivers' Championship after 29 races, but only by 63 points now. Savidovic is 190 points behind, so his deficit has increased, and Stefan Hug 300 points behind, probably a little bit far back to start considering him as the champion, potential champion I should say. Everybody below that just fighting amongst themselves, really. Katz, don't rule Katz out. He's got better as the season progressed. He might be able to move up, but really the championship's between the two guys at the top, isn't it? Lopez and Rushworth.
Yeah, there was a brief moment where we thought Savidovic might be able to get in on the act here. However, after having a crash in the second race, his championship hopes seem scuppered. It is between Lopez and Rushworth. Just an update for you on Andreas Katz, as you said there, Chris. Andreas Katz 5th in this championship and has had 0 wins to his name so far this season. So he's doing a pretty good job bringing in all those points for the Karsha team.
That is fascinating to know that he hasn't actually won a race all season out of 29 races that we've had now. In fact, he hasn't won a single one, and yet he's still 5th in the championship. So this championship really rewarding consistency. The Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship, of course, engineoildirect.co.uk, kindly sponsoring this championship now. So that's where you head for all your engine oil needs, and you can have lots of oil delivered straight to your door for all your motoring requirements and such. Ellis Stevens still hanging on there in 10th place in the championship as well, isn't he? He is 2-time champion, but he's dogged in his determination to stay in that top 10. No one's going to take that 10th place away from him. It's going to be an unusual start because we've got some pretty fast guys in the shape of Brewstrom and Lopez, 2 and 3 on the grid, Adam, and Burton doesn't get a lot of pole positions, should we put it that way?
It's good to see him in the DMR car up there. We saw Dan Hunt win in the DMR car at the Interlagos round a few weeks ago, so it's good to see them win. I don't think it's going to happen this evening because we've got the guys such as Bostrom and Lopez right up the front. But it'd be interesting to see what happens to Burton. Will he be able to hold on the mountain, or will he drop back before we get to that stage of the lap?
And there might well be a statistic here, Adam, that you've missed out on, which would be a first, I believe, that Chrome Restart are 88 points from taking the team championship in race 30, which is interesting.
Yes, pretty good job by Chrome Restart. They've had their cars pretty much start all of the races. They've only won 3 compared to eBay Motors, who have won 10 of the races so far this season. Basically, eBay Motors has won a third of the races in this Engine All Direct Touring Car Championship. But Chrome Restart got a pretty good lead now over eBay Motors. So I think that they're a shoo-in for the Teams Championship and that iRacing prize money.
Well, there's prize money on offer for the top 4 teams. And while, you know, as neutral viewers, you want it to come down to a tight, close race to the end, it's pretty much been going Chrome Restart's way for quite some time, and a further 88 points in this race will clinch it for them. They need to beat STB Bianco by 88 points or more, and they've got 4 drivers to do it, so an average of 20 points per driver. Not sure off the top of my head what that equates to in terms of track positions, but we will get an update for you at the end of this race, and we will find out. Either that or it'll roll over to Brands Hatch, but it's almost a foregone conclusion now that Chrome Restart will take the top spot, and the rest of the positions will be fought over by STP Bianco and eBay Motors, and don't forget about Movie Go Racing as well. So, we're heading down to the grid now for round 30, the final race of the evening. Pole position will go to Robert Burton. What can he do from pole position? This is going to be absolutely fascinating to watch. Look out for that pink mirrored car as well on row 3. That's Laura Bond. She has proven herself to be extremely quick in certain situations. Not quite had the consistency to get a race win just yet, but a couple of second places in this championship. So it's all about the underdogs this time, Adam.
Yes, you're right there, Chris. I think we could see Laura Bond have a good result here, and maybe another podium as we're getting ready for the start of round 30.
The Engine All Direct Touring Car Championship, round 30 from Bathurst is underway. Rob Burton will lead the field away down towards that first corner, Hell Corner, for the very first time. Lopez already down the inside of Brewstrom. Oh, he's attached himself to the back bumper of Burton's car. Manages to get through okay, side by side with Brewstrom. Bond into 4th place. Good move from Bond, and everybody through Hell Corner okay, I think, so far. And down the mountain straight towards Quarry for the first time. Burton has it. Lopez on the outside, Adam.
Yes, that's what he doesn't want to do, because here comes Bostrom down the inside. Will they have contact? No, but Lopez sweeps around the inside up into 2nd place. Good start by the eBay car, and it's every man for himself behind as we head up to the cutting. Will Lopez try and get the lead? He has a look down into the cutting. Cars are out of control. I don't know whether we're going to have a bit of contacts here as we head out of the cutting. Lopez going to go around the outside of Rob Burton. He's done it. Jose Maria Lopez takes the lead. He better watch out here, because Rob Burton might hit into the back of him. No, he doesn't. And as we head up to McPhillamy Park, Lopez has taken the lead. Fantastic start by the eBay Motors car. He did what he needed to do.
Yeah, so excited there, Adam. I think you misnamed him. It's Adecoba Lopez rather than Jose Maria, but we'll go with Jose Maria for this race. Why not?
Yes, he's a Jose Maria Lopez, for all of you motorsport fans, is a world touring car driver. So
yeah, so yeah, same name, same last name. Anyway, Laura Bond holding on to 4th right now, and Burton doggedly holding on to 3rd place. But look at 2nd place. But look at the gap already. It's a 2.5 to Lopez, and Lopez is gonna run away with this one, surely.
And he's already pulled out. I think he's pulled around about a 2.5 second lead already, and would not even completed a lap. He's desperate to win this championship, and if he wins this race, I think he pretty much has, as we come around to complete the first lap. Down to the chase for the first time. I think that's Smolensky. He's having a go on Laura Bond, and Laura Bond gets turned around.
Oh no, that's awful.
No.
What is Smolensky doing? There's a Karcher machine that's just crashed straight into her as well. That's Nils Jordan. Oh, poor old Nils Jordan. She is still spinning there as well. Oh, and it's all gone wrong. There's an eBay Motors car off. That's Rushworth. Rushworth has made contact. Oh, come on, guys. You've got to get this under control. That's one of the DMR cars. They are still wrecking out there, and there's so much carnage going on. I can't even focus this camera now. So many cars involved there. That was incredible, and it just started with the 2 of them.
Yes, Familiaro's involved, and there is Jamie Rushworth. Jamie Rushworth has got a bit of damage. He's managed to stay out though, but he's down in 20th place. And I think, Chris, that is the championship over.
Well, let's have another look at this. So, why is Smolensky moving to the right here? You've got to ask. He's made contact with the back of Laura Bond's car, and just look at the carnage that's caused. Absolutely.
I think he wanted to get back into the toe of Laura Bond. I don't know whether he has his spotter on iRacing, but he should have waited until it said clear to get back into the toe. And look what it's caused. It's caused massive wreck. And Jamie Rushworth is down in 19th place.
Look at Laura Bond's car. I mean, she wouldn't have walked away from that one if this was real racing, that's for sure. And then Nils Jordan stranded in the middle of the track, no fault of his own. His teammate collides with him. What a shame that is. I think that might have been Katz. And then from there, these guys coming through a very fast corner are just stamping on the brakes and getting out of control. That's the collision that's going to put Rushworth potentially out of the championship race. And that is crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, here's the order. Lopez leads. Bostrom is now up into second. He's managed to get past Rob Burton. Steve Hefford in fourth. And Wojciech Savidovic is in fifth. So another good job by the STP Bianco car. But you're right, Jamie Rushworth down towards the back end of the field with Lopez leading by 6.7 seconds. The championship looks like it's over here, but we've still got 3 more races to go. It's not over till it's over, but surely Lopez has got one hand on that trophy now.
Well, the replay's still going. I mean, there's so much carnage there. It didn't trigger a safety car. Probably for the best, really. I mean, well, that would have been a long safety car, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was fearing. I was waiting to see the safety car boards come up, but no, we kept racing. Good job by the race director there. Allowed the cars to retire or get moving, and we're still green here as Robert Burton's dropping down the order. He's now down to 4th place with Steve Hefford in the Engine All Direct car up into 3rd.
Oh, great position for Steve Hefford to be in. Fantastic. But we have lost Nils Jordan, Familiaris is out, Hunt is out, Pete Newman is out, Sutton is out, Katz is out, Smolensky, Bond and Stevens, all from that one move from Alexander Smolensky. That is huge. Rushworth is going, but, well, where is Rushworth? He's in 15th. And Michael Hall into the pits there. So that could be the end of his race, could be another retirement there. 7.5 seconds now, the gap between Lopez and second place man Linus Brustrom, and if there ever was a surefire victory on the cards here, it's always too early to say until we cross the checkered flag, until we see the checkered flag, but it couldn't be more clear cut than this, surely.
It's almost the same as Silverstone last week. Jamie Rushworth, of course, had a bit of an issue in race 2, got that 20th spot, got on pole position, I think, for the final race, and ended up managing to win by quite a healthy margin. So it's not completely new to the championship, this happening. But yeah, you're right. Adeko Lopez, 8 seconds lead over Linus Bostrom. I think he's got this race won. I think only a mechanical problem. Oh, and that's Rob Burton. Rob Burton has gone off in the S's.
Let's cut over to that now, and Burton still causing problems. 2 of the chrome restarts have spun round. That's Gregory and somebody. Is that Kaiser that's spun round there? I can't get the cameras on them. There's a huge problem. Oh, these guys haven't seen them. That's another Karcher machine's gone off. Oh, a huge problem again. What are these guys doing? Well, we said this might be exciting, but we didn't have this in mind, Adam.
No, it's not really exciting. It's probably just a bit crazy at the moment. Cars going this way and that.
Right, here's the replay of Rob Burton as we come through Skyline. We just have a look out for Burton. We've seen this before from other drivers, and Burton as well, in fact. Just lost the back end, and then the cars just made contact with the wall there. He really needs to get that car off the track, but he's just causing more issues there. And well, Gregory has actually taken out his teammate Kaiser. I think that's is that Laidler just behind?
Yes, it is.
Oh, and then, well, from there, I mean, they're blocking the track. Hoog manages to get a car under control. One of the UASs has gone through there. Good driving from those guys. But they're all, it's like a car park down there. They just need to, is that Familiaris just doesn't realise what's going on, looks for the gap, and it gets sandwiched, absolutely sandwiched by Jeroen Kaiser. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. And then, yeah, the Karcher machine gets rear-ended by the AMD. It's like a Hollywood action movie, but for all the wrong reasons there, Adam.
Yes, however, it's helped quite a few drivers. Jamie Rushworth is up into 9th, and Simon Field, he's the king of the moving up through the field today. He is up into 5th place, and is just behind his teammate Steve Hefford, who is battling with Wojciech Savidovic.
What a finish this would be for Engine Oil Direct. A 3rd place and a 5th place. I mean, we've got 5 laps left, and Savidovic looks like he's probably going to get past Steve Hefford, but still 2 top 5 finishes for 2 of their drivers. If they could pull that off, that would be pretty impressive. And we have now lost. Well, there's only 18 cars out of 35 that started, so that tells you just how much carnage has been out there on the track in this race.
Yeah, it's been pretty frantic. We saw what happened in race 2, and we thought there's surely going to be a bit more action, and you're right there, Chris. Only about 22 cars I've got that are out on the track, as here comes Wojciech Savidovic. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward move. Him and Steve Hefford are side by side as we head into the chase, and Savidovic gets it done. He is up into 3rd place, and he's going to get right onto the back of Linus Bostrom straight away.
Bostrom's not running slowly around this track though, he's doing pretty well. Steve Hefford though, most improved driver of the season surely. He's done a fantastic job, had some really good results in the last few races. Little nip at Bostrom through, and he's sold him the cutback as well. Great move from Savidovic there. Brostrom's forced out wide on the defensive. Can he get the job done into Hell's corner? He can. He's down the inside. He's going to take 2nd place. Well, they're going to be side by side. Brostrom's off on the grass. Hefford's looking to have a look now as well. He's not going to get anywhere with those 2 side by side. So the race is on down the mountain straight. Advantage to Savidovic. Brostrom side by side with Hefford now. Hefford really doesn't want the outside line coming into Quarry. And Brostrom's off the track. Brostrom needs to get that car back on the track before he gets on the brakes. He's really, really far down the inside now. That's going to compromise his speed. Savidovic is going to go off with this one. And it's between Hefford now and Brostrom, Adam.
Yeah, Steve Hefford goes down the inside into the cutting, and Bostrom goes very wide, nearly into the barrier. He somehow managed to hang it out around the outside, and he's managed to hold on to that 3rd place. How did he not go into the wall and sustain damage? Savidovic is up into 2nd and is away with it. The gap between him and Lopez is 12 seconds, but the battle is on now for that final podium spot between Bostrom and Hefford as we head into McPhillamy Park. Bostrom is keeping a very good line there, and Hefford is desperate to gain that podium spot as Bostrom goes very wide into Skyline, and he nearly loses the car as we head into the S's. Hefford doesn't want to be... Hefford hits the wall. Hefford goes across the runoff area. I don't think he's sustained that much damage, but it's lost the momentum he wanted to try and get past Linus Bostrom.
Well, I tell you what, Adam, it's almost like someone's cut part of Steve Hefford's brain out.
He's blown the engine.
And oh no, terrible.
His teammate hits him.
Oh, Simon Field's gone into the back of him as well. How did he blow the engine there? That's the question.
I think it was on the downshift going into Forest Elbow. I don't know whether he'd been working the gearbox too much, but there you go. He's out of the race. That's a shame for Engine Oil Direct.
And we didn't see it on the in-car, and we can't see it on the... well, that's a good camera angle to have, isn't it? But Steve Hefford is out of the race. And I was going to say, it's almost like someone's cut a part of his brain out and replaced it with part of Ayrton Senna's brain, because he's just got that sense of speed and direction on the track now that he never had before. He's been doing so well. Okay, he's not going to finish in a high position in this race, but showing so much promise, so looking forward to seeing what he can do in the next season for sure.
Yeah, you're right, the next season will be starting around about the beginning of August, I do believe, so I'm sure he'll be out to have another go. Engine Oil Direct, I think they're in for a pretty good season the next time we go racing.
Rob Graham versus Whitehead. Oh no, they made contact. There's a little bit of door banging. Whitehead's going to come back across the track. He survives, but he's kept it out of the barrier just about. Whitehead.
He needs to be careful rejoining the track. He doesn't want to collect people. He does a pretty good job there. Will he go for the pit lane? No, he carries on.
Didn't look like too much damage, just a little bit too close from Robert Graham. Maybe those two guys could have left each other a little bit more room. Here it is again from the overhead camera. Graham down the inside there, leaves it too late. Yeah, leaves it too late. Just gives Whitehead a little bit of a nudge. Look how easily unsettled the car is, doing about 160 at that point. miles per hour, not kilometres. And that was a heart in the mouth moment as he crossed over the track, still doing over 100 miles an hour there. He needs to get the car slowed down, just pray nothing's coming, and gets away with it just about. But tense. And again, Andrew Whitehead not having a great race, and it really wasn't anything to do with him that time, I didn't think, Adam.
Yeah, he was lucky that the car didn't dig into that gravel trap and roll over. We see the KX Club Car cars, they do like to get a bit physical during these races, and once again we see one of their cars involved in another incident. I wonder if a few penalties will be dished out at the end of this evening.
And we've seen a few coming into this round as well. Here comes Simon Field on Linus Brostrom. We're getting towards the end of this round 30 now, and Field looks down the inside. It's going to give him a disadvantage as we come into the next corner, though. This is going to be a problem. I actually just almost dropped my mouse in excitement there. I need the mouse, honest. Through goes Simon Field with absolutely no problem at all. So Simon Field now third in this race, but Lopez, Adam, is 13 seconds out in front.
Yeah, we should never discount Adeko over Lopez. He's just proven to us why he is the championship leader. He's doing a brilliant job, and it looks like he's set to win that third race of the evening. And Simon Field just nearly loses control of the car there going into Hell Corner. Will that allow Bostrom to get into the slipstream as we head down Mountain Straight? We've got 3 laps to go in a race that's been overshadowed by a big incident on lap number 1 and quite a few other incidents afterwards. We've barely had any time to focus on these battles.
Well, I make it 20 cars still running out of 35, which is not a good record. Simon Field is not pulling away from Linus Brostrom, as you might expect. Gets very close to the wing mirror damage on these cars. Must be you must have a whole box full of spare wing mirrors, that's all I can say. Savidovic 6 seconds ahead of this battle right now, and Lopez are 13 seconds, as we mentioned. Here's a stat question for you, Adam. Has anyone won by 13 seconds before?
I think Rushworth might have given it a fair go at race 3 at Silverstone last week, but I think you're right, Chris. I think no one has won by that much of a margin before. Great job by Robert Plumley in 5th place for AMD. He's doing a brilliant job ahead of Stefan Hoog.
Yeah, absolutely, he is. Hoog is right on his tail right now. So we head through Skyline into the S's. 3 laps to go here at Bathurst. Plumley's dogged, he really is. He's in the DM Racing machine, which unfortunately still has the wrong paint job on. He is a DM Racing driver, DM Hydrographics.
Oh, he's going to go off, and that's surely going to allow Stefan Hoog through. He just managed to bring the car to a halt before Forest Elbow. He's very lucky not to get into the barriers there, but let's see if he has a go. He's going to get back into the slipstream of the Chrome Restart car. Meanwhile, I think there's a side-by-side battle ahead for third place, for another position, I think. But anyway, here comes Robert Plumley. Going to go down the inside of Stefan Hoog into the chase. Is that going to work? Yes, it is, just about. Will Hoog go down the inside? He does. He's going to be surely late on the brakes. He just stops the car in time, but Plumley's going to hang it out around the outside and get that 5th place back from Stefan Hoog. Brilliant driving.
Great driving by Robert Plumley against a faster driver as well. Hoog's not going to be happy with that. He's not had the results he's wanted this evening, and he's going to be determined to get that 5th place back from Plumley. He's going to have a good chance down the mountain straight, Adam.
Yeah, he might have a good chance down this front straight, but it just cuts back behind the DMR car as we head through Hell Corner. We're on the penultimate lap here. Lopez leads Savidovic by 12 seconds. Then it's a 6-second gap back to Simon Field, and then a 2.3-second gap back to Linus Bostrom in 4th. And then it's a 4-second gap back to this battle for 5th place. What can Stefan Hoog do? He hasn't had that much of an advantage down the mountain straights. Will he ever go down into Quarry? No, things better of it. Gets very late on the brakes though. I thought he was going to run into the back of Robert Plumley then as we head out of turn 2 and up to the cutting.
Well, he almost took the camera off the back of Robert Plumley's car there.
Yeah, I think Plumley's going to hang on now for the rest of the mountain. Let's see if Stefan Hoog can have another go as we come out of Forest Elbow and down the Conrod Straight.
Well, Lopez just absolutely dominating this race. Savidovic keeping pace with him, but making no real impact on that 13-second advantage that he has.
Savidovic has gone off. Savidovic into the wall.
And Plumley's off as well. Well, 2 separate incidents there. Robert Plumley's off, and Savidovic is off. So let's go and have a look at that Savidovic incident, if we can. What on earth happened to Savidovic there? If we get any pictures of that at all. Yeah, there we go. Well, we're just watching him come through Skyline now. He might have gone back a little bit far on the tape, but let's have a look. Well, his line's good so far, and he's just fallen foul of the same old thing that caught Rob Burton and so many other drivers out. A bit of oversteer through the entry to the S's, and he's just planted it. He's actually planted the car within the barrier there. And let's see if we can find out what happened to Plumley, because Plumley was going absolutely so well, wasn't he? He was being chased down by Stefan Hoog. Oh, we're looking at a replay of that one now as well. We are on the last lap, so I have to get, yeah, and it's the same thing that happened to Simon Field earlier, and he got McPhillamy. He got onto the inside at McPhillamy. He finds himself facing the wrong way. There's just no way to turn around there, Adam.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. And once again, Savidovic, what were we saying? He was keeping on lap times with Adeko Lopez. The next second, he was out of the race. However, this has benefited Jamie Rushworth immensely. Rushworth up into 5th place, but Lopez has now got a 16-second lead over our new second place driver, Simon Field, for Engine All Direct.
17 seconds now at the top. Amazing gap that he's got there. Great drive by Rushworth to get all the way back up to 5th place. Simon Field, though, he'd take 2nd, wouldn't he?
Yeah, brilliant job. We've seen him up there in the last few rounds. However, it's just not worked out for him. He's either been involved in an incident or has just dropped back down the order. So another great result for Engine All Direct, if he can get to the line, that is. It's not over yet.
Well, just coming on to that last lap now, Plumley's under threat now from Richardson and Matt Walker. Matt Walker, who we saw going off on that Safari in the last race, has got the car back together. I think Plumley's got too much damage. Walker's got to keep the car away from Plumley's. I think he just stepped on the brakes there.
I thought he was going to launch over the back of him, blimey, as we head into Quarry, and he's dropped back a bit now from Robert Plumley.
Maybe he's just going to bide his time until after the S's to take that position away. It shouldn't be a problem for him. Here comes Lopez down to the end of the Conrod Straight into the chase for the final time of the evening. He's still doing pretty fast laps. I mean, he slowed down a bit, but still pretty good pace, more than most of the qualifying laps set by the other drivers. Into Murray for the final time. Could this be the race that will decide the championship? It's not going to be over until Brands Hatch, we know that much, but Lopez has... Oh, he slowed right down. Oh, he's over the finish line already. It doesn't matter. So Lopez wins round 30 of the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship. Simon Field, you can see how far back he is on the cameras there, just coming over the line now, takes 2nd place. Further 10 seconds back to Brewstrom in 3rd. So, well, it was a huge gap in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic drive by Lopez. Could that have been the drive of a champion? We'll find out at Brands Hatch, but surely Lopez has got that one hand on the Engine All Direct Touring Car Trophy.
And let's have a look at the results, because it all comes down to the team championship. That's where the cash prizes are. What Chrome restart? Well, Stefan Hoog's come home in 4th place. And we're looking for STP Bianco cars in the results as well, because that matters a great deal. We saw Laura Bond get absolutely massacred by Alexander Smolensky earlier on. So that took a lot of other cars out as well. The second page of results is on your screen now. And there's 2 STP Biancos and 2 Chromes on this page. We'll try and work that out for you with the help of your own Kaiser. In fact, his official scoreboard making man. We'll go over to him in just a moment, but it all comes down, like you say, to Brands Hatch. We've got 3 races next week. We know that the gap is going to be about 80 points for Lopez at the top, so it's not all over. But how gutted would Adeko Lopez be if he couldn't win the championship next week?
Yeah, he's usually, in the last few seasons of the BSRTC Championship, we've seen him come to Brands Hatch as a bit of a wild card and has performed brilliantly there, so surely he'll be wanting to win on the final race meeting of the season. And yes, you're right, it would be heartbreaking for him if he were to lose the championship in a way like that. If it wasn't his fault as well, that would be just as painful for him as well. But Rushworth, he's got to pull something massive out of the bag. He needs to get pole position. That's what he needs to do at Brands Hatch.
Well, don't forget, Adam, that he had that huge crash down at Druids at Brands Hatch, which wrecked a large proportion of the field in seasons past. So that's going to be haunting him like a shadow, and he's going to have to watch out for that one. It's going to be in the back of his mind. He'll have to keep that one, well, as far towards the front of his mind as possible. Let's go over to Jeroen Kaiser right now and see if we can get an update on the scores. Jeroen, not the best race for you after Robert Burton's small incident there.
Yeah, it was a difficult race this time, but fortunately 3 of my teammates were able to finish here.
And it looks like, well, the question is, have you got the 88 points you needed over STP Bianco in the final race?
I did some calculations just off the head because the scores are not yet finished, but I don't think we have them today, but it's gonna be really close.
So no victory for Chrome Restart at the top of the table, but still a massive advantage, and you have to say it's really in your favour to win this thing at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it's gonna take them to have all drivers leading laps in the next 3 races, having the fastest lap in each one, and having the pole to get all the bonus points they need to get the first place. And I don't see that realistically happening.
Well, Chrome Restart obviously had a very strong team for the season, but how much of it, the points that you've scored, are really down to participation as well, because you've had more starts than anyone else, any other team?
I think the reserve drivers help some other teams out, but really to have a constant base of drivers who constantly work together and know what to expect from each other, and we help each other out in qualifying, and that's what's helping us be so good. And a big shout out to Mark Cardix, who was our reserve driver in Kota when Ben couldn't make it for 1 week.
Are you going to be sort of slipping him £5 once the prize money comes through?
I will see. He helped the second place team as well, so
oh, you might well take that one away then as well. But prizes on offer for top 4 teams in this championship, of course. And how much of a difference has that made? Because it's the first time that the team championship has rewarded drivers with a cash prize this season.
I think all of our drivers were in this BSRTC before this season, and I think they would have been regardless of the money. It's a great deal of fun, and it's a great group of guys to race with. A lot of respect and a lot of good races here.
Really good to hear that, and thanks for joining us, Jeroen. Just a shame about your result today.
Yeah, always.
Jeroen Kaiser there for Chrome Restart, and that was a bit too exciting perhaps at the end there, Adam.
Yes, it was a bit of a frantic race in general. They all started with that huge crash, which unfortunately involved Jamie Rushworth, and now the updated points say 98 points between him and Adeko Lopez. He's got it all to do at Brands Hatch, which is a pretty small track as far as the BSRTC calendar goes. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of racing we see there in a week's time. 41
grid spots only. It's the lowest grid count that we can have on any track in this season. So if more than 41 drivers turn up, it's going to be based on qualifying position, but all of your sort of top 10 favourites will almost certainly be in there. Stelian Chepolewski asking, is there some kind of crash compilation for this? We might. I think we could probably make a 15-minute video of crashes just from that last race.
Just from that race.
Yeah. Well, this time next week, 8:15 PM UK time next week, join us here on BSR TV as we launch ourselves into the final races of the season to see who'll be crowned Drivers' Champion. Will it be Lopez? Will it be Rushworth? Could Savidovic still pull it off? And who will be crowned Team Champion? Looks like Chrome Restart, but 2nd, 3rd and 4th place still very much up for grabs. I can't wait. Don't know about you, Adam.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for another week.
Excellent. I hope you can't wait either at home. Thanks very much for watching this evening. Tune in next week for Brands Hatch.